Today's story is actually one I didn't make up. It comes from, it's a great story. It's in the Old Testament, and it's a probably familiar story to most of you, so I won't actually go into great detail about it. But the story I'm talking about is when the Israelites finally were about to go into the Promised Land. And so you know the story. They decide to send in some spies. So they sent these 12 cats over there, and they went and they looked around, and it was great. It was just like it was promised. It was flowing with resources. The topography, it was climate, everything was great and perfect. It was just a wonderful place to live. It was going to be exceedingly easy to flourish there because of just everything about it was perfect for the Israelites. But there were some people already living there. Some of these people lived in great cities with big walls. And so the spies went over there and they saw these people, and some of them were of great stature. P.S. What do you want to call them? Giants. So these giants, these sons of Amalek, all these cats, they were already over here living. But they had some issues. There was sickness in the land. There was just some wars and a bunch of stuff going on. So even though this place was occupied, it would have been relatively, if not simple, not a big deal for Israelites to go in and occupy. Look, they done fought their way all through the wilderness. They're hardened now. They got warriors. They got people on point. They know their stuff, and they got God on their side. What more do you need? But anywho, these 12 spies they sent over, these 12 cats, they ain't just send run-of-the-mill people. No. They sent princes. They sent mighty men of valor. These were men in authority. These were men who people looked up to. These men were providers. They were counselors. They were whatever they needed to be for the people. They was top tier, top shelf kind of guys. Anyway, you know the story. They came back, and two of the cats was like, hey, let's go ahead and get on the ball. Let's pack up. Let's go in there. Let's do this thing. This is ours for the taking. Our name is wrote all over it. Let's bounce. And you had these other 10 cats was like, no. Hold on. Yeah, it's got great resources. Yeah, it's got a great view. Yeah, it's scenic. Yeah, everything just grows twice as fast. It's got like 5 seasons. You can plant beans 6 times a year and get a full crop. Yeah, it's great and all, but there's giants over there, and they live in cities with walls, and they're too much for us. Matter of fact, when we stood next to them, we felt like grasshoppers. We can't fool with them folk. We better off in the wilderness. Does that even sound like it makes sense? Does it even sound familiar to some of us? I bet it does, actually. I don't think they were actually scared of these Philistines, of these giants, of all these kites. Kites, this kite, that kite, this kite, all these people over there. I don't think they were scared of them because they had already whooped their tails before. So, they have a history of whooping their tails. Why would you be afraid of them now? I think what their fear was, if they went to a land where everybody could flourish, I believe their fear was that they would no longer be needed and they would become obsolete. That's far from the case. But people who ego trip hard. So while you're in the wilderness, and there's only one rabbit in a 100 square mile radius, and you have a guy who's able to go out, find that rabbit first of all, somehow trap it and bring it back for you to eat, that is a big deal. My hat's off to you, big props, you the man. But if we go over here in this land of milk and honey, where there's a rat, every square foot has a rat, and when I wake up in the morning and walk out, I trip over and fall and kill a rabbit, not rat, rabbit, so that I can eat it, hey, it's not that big a deal when you bring home a rabbit, because I can fall out of my bed and have a rabbit. So can you see how in some people's minds that is a diminishment if someone else comes up? I use that scripture today because there is a situation where there's a young lady who suffers from depression. Now, I know a lot of people think I am the happiest man in the world, I'm the most positive man in the world, but believe me, I know about depression. Maybe next time we'll actually go down that road. But right now, this trip, we want to talk about this other situation. Now, she suffers from depression, and she has what she says is the greatest partner in the world. He is great. Whenever she gets down, he takes care of her. Whenever something goes on, she takes care of her. He's always there for her. He holds her hand. He, whispers sweet nothing. He's just a great companion, the best boyfriend, the best partner, the best, whatever you want to call it, all together. But as she talked, I came to realize that some of the things she was saying were painting a different picture. Yeah, he was great, but it seemed like every time she tried to come out of her depression, every time she tried to improve herself or find ways to conquer her depression, he would have things to say or things that he would do that would kick her down right back in her depression. So while to her he was a hero, to me he was a villain. And I don't know if he thought that if she came out of her depression, if she began to go back to school and get her degree and become positive and be able to come out of the house and come out of her shell and flourish, that she would look back on him and see that he wasn't as special as she thought he was. Maybe it's just that he thought that if she came up, she would be more appealing to more people and that she would leave him. I'm not sure what the reasoning was, but it became apparent to me that just like in the Israelites' day, here was a mighty man of valor who copped a plea because he didn't want somebody else to come up because it would invalidate him. As long as she's in the dumps, he's validated. As long as she is crushed under despair of depression, then he is necessary and he is needed. If you take away her wilderness, if you take away her troubles, then all of a sudden, he is not the golden boy anymore in her sight. Many of us are in relationships where we believe the person we are in relationship with is on our side, when in actuality, they are a hindrance to us, and they are using us for their own grandizement. They're using us so they can pat themselves on the back and they can feel good every morning. But the fact is, if they love you, if they care about you, if they want what's best for you, then they will want you to flourish without them. A good teacher doesn't hold back information so that you will always have to come to them for knowledge. A good teacher arms you with enough information and the ability willing to seek out information on your own so that you can flourish without him or her. A good teacher's job is to make themselves obsolete. When you watch the Kung Fu theater movies back in the day, and they would go to the master, the sensei, and say, hey, they coming over here to whoop our tails. In a lot of those movies, the sensei would step back and let them fight. When they got their butts whooped, he would show them how to overcome and how to bring themselves to another level so they could fight. And then he would sit back and watch them be bigger and better than he ever was. When you love people, you want to push them, you want to bring them up, you want to lift them up, you want to encourage them so that they can be better without you than with you. I love you guys. I'm not going to sit and hold back information so that you have to always come and listen and go on these trips with me and listen to what I have to say. I want to give you enough ammunition, enough information so that you can form your own opinion, form your own guidelines and baselines so that you can flourish on your own. I want you not to have to watch anymore. I want you to take the advice I give on relationships, on faith, on combating depression and low self-esteem, which we're going to talk about soon. I want you to have all the information so that you can be better than me, so that you no longer need me. Because I love you. Me holding you down is not showing I love you. Me lifting you up does. So one of the steps we have to do in order to get to the next level, or to get to the next part of our growth, is to explore the relationships you're in and figure out with open eyes whether this relationship is one I should pursue and continue. Is this relationship benefiting me and pushing me forward, or is this person just really using me just to get their rocks off? Simple and plain. Am I just eye candy? Am I just a trophy? Or does this person really want me to succeed and want what's best for me? When you begin cutting loose some of that baggage, then you begin to move with more purpose. Then you begin to increase yourself in knowledge and faith and strength and courage, because you've taken the crutch away and you're able to see for yourself and do for yourself, learn for yourself, make your own mistakes, but overcome those mistakes, because that's the best learning. Getting your teeth kicked in is the best learning. It hurts, but as far as efficiency, there's no more efficient way of learning than making mistakes and recognizing them as mistakes. This is a whole nother thing. Anyway, that's my time for today. I'm almost to my destination. Again, of course, I thank you for riding with me. I love you guys. I want what's best for you. I'll be back soon, and we'll go on another trip. Remember, be encouraged, stay true, love one another, love yourself, and I'll talk to you next time. This is How We Hold a Man, and I'm signing out.